controversial businessman Vusimuzi Matlala stated that he has no association with Katiso KG Molefe and is baffled as to why his name surfaced in connection with the Tembisa Hospital procurement scandal. Matlala appeared on Tuesday before the Parliament's ad hoc committee probing explosive allegations made by KwaZulu-Natal Police Commissioner Lieutenant General Ndlela Mkhwanazi. The inquiry is examining claims of criminal infiltration, corruption, and political interference within the South Africa's criminal justice system. Currently incarcerated after being denied bail in an attempted murder case, Matlala delivered his testimony from the Kgosi Mampuru Correctional Center in Pretoria. His appearance comes after damning testimony at the Matlanga Commission, where Lieutenant General Dumisani Khumalo of SAPS Crime Intelligence claimed that Matlala and Molefe were part of the so-called Big Five cartel allegedly involved in drug trafficking. Opening his evidence, Matlala acknowledged one prior conviction, possession of stolen property for which he initially received a custodial sentence, later converted to correctional supervision. Pressed on his relationship with Molefe, Matlala insisted that although he knew of Molefe, the two had never shared a personal or business relationship. Turning to the Tembisa Hospital scandal, Matlala confirmed that his companies had received requests from the Gauteng Health Department to submit quotations. Reading from a draft statement, he said he had never been contacted by law enforcement about the hospital investigation and believed the matter was under scrutiny by the SAPS or the Investigating Directorate Against Corruption. For that reason, he said he could not comment further. The Special Investigating Unit, SIU, previously reported that 3 companies linked to Matlala were awarded contracts worth 13.5 million rand at Tembisa Hospital. In its interim findings, the SIU detailed a web of suspected corruption, fraud, and procurement irregularities at the facility, allegedly driven by 3 major syndicates. Matlala also denied personal responsibility for a contentious 360 million rand tender awarded to his company, Medicare 24. During his testimony, he provided a candid account of his background and said, "I grew up in Mamelodi East and started on informal businesses after matric. It was around this time that I was convicted for buying unregistered goods." He also disclosed that in 2001, he received a 4-year sentence which was later converted to supervision. Matlala described himself as a father of 9 children and shared insights into his business ventures, including CAT VIP Security, which reportedly provides security services at 4 schools. Addressing his involvement with the Medicare 24, he stated that I resigned from the company in December 2024, shortly after the SAPS agreement was finalized. He further explained the origins of his involvement in healthcare services, attributing the venture to a partnership with 2 white business associates, and said, "I have a friend I met in 2017, Mike Van Wyk, founder of Medicare 24. We live in the same complex. I was already running a security company, supplying medical products to hospitals and clinics via request for code." And said Mike asked me to register a company to provide healthcare services in the township. When confronted about the controversial Tembisa Tender Hospital tender corruption scandal, Matlala insisted his role was limited to service provision. Evidence leader Norman Arendse pressed Matlala on the qualifications Medicare 24 had for the 364 million rand SAPS healthcare contract and said, "I paid a holding company to handle the SAPS contract. I provided all necessary documents and did not mislead SAPS during the tender process." However, media reports and an internal SAPS audit revealed Medicare lacked a valid operating license and failed to disclose key supplier relationships. These findings cast serious doubts on the integrity of the tender evaluation and awarding process overseen by Lieutenant General Molefe Fani, head of the SAPS Supply Chain Management. Adding to the scrutiny, SAPS Chief Financial Officer Lieutenant General Boleng Dimpone testified that the contract was awarded in June 2024 during Lieutenant General Fani's tenure. Her testimony assigned direct responsibility for the flawed tender process to Fani. Matlala responded to these revelations by stating, "I cannot be held accountable if due diligence was not done." Last week, Lieutenant General Fani defended the tender process before the committee, claiming that Medicare 24 was compliant. with Treasurer's Central Supply Database at the time of award. When ANC Member of Parliament Xola Nqola asked if he believed any investigation would implicate him, Fani responded confidently and said no report will find such. The ongoing inquiry has brought to light testimonies from senior police officials, implicated politicians, cartel leaders, and other witnesses, making it one of South Africa's most high-profile investigations in recent memory. The committee is examining tender irregularities, political killings, and systematic obstruction of crime probes, issues widely believed to have undermined the integrity and effectiveness of SAPS. As the inquiry progresses, the nation watches closely, seeking accountability and reforms within the police service.
Subsequently?
3 times.
3 times?
Yes.
And what was it about? Was it about the same thing or different thing?
You asking how many times did I meet him?
Yes.
And I'm saying 3 times. I explained the first 2 times it was regarding the public works lease. And the third one it was regarding the kidnapping case.
So you spoke to him about the PKTT case? No? Excuse me. Oh, the kidnapping case. So it's only on those 3 occasions that you met with him?
Yes.
And the kidnapping case, which case was that about?
The kidnapping of a friend of mine.
Of a friend of yours?
Yes.
And was that also during 2024?
Yes, 2024, yes.
And was he able to assist?
He was the one asking me questions. I did not need help from him. He's the one who called me and asked me questions about the kidnapping.
He called you?
Yes.
And when was that?
I don't recall the date.
So after your first 2 meetings, and both those meetings related to the lease agreement, isn't it?
Yes.
On the third occasion, when you met him, that was after he contacted you about the kidnapping of your friend.
The third time.
Yes.
Yes.
Which friend is this?
You mean his name?
Yes.
Jerry. His name is Jerry.
Jerry, and his surname?
Boshoga.
Machoga.
B.O. Boshoga.
B-O-S-H-O-G-A. Boshoga.
G-E. G-A at the end.
And why did he phone you about your friend's kidnapping? What did he know about the kidnapping? Why is he phoning you?
He was investigating it, I assume, because he's the head of detective.
What's your take on this one, people? Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more news.